Hey y'all. So I look a little crazy right now because I'm about to take a shower, but I just wanted to get this off my chest because yet again, I just got into another argument. I feel like for the past 6 years, I've been having very heated race conversations with all demographics of people. And I feel like there has always been a disconnect. I don't know how to explain it. Like imagine a 12th grader talking to a 5th grader about doing college applications, and then the 5th grader is just throwing out things that are just kind of irrelevant. And that's low-key how I feel about race conversations, or have felt about race conversations for the past 6 years. And with that being said, typically I just get to a point where it becomes an argument and I'm like, let me diffuse it, let me just stop, switch the subject, and let's just cut it there. But for the past 3 weeks since George Floyd, I've been having the full out in-depth conversations, and I feel like people just aren't, a lot of people are at the level of realization. I was at that level 6 years ago. I've already, well, honestly, before that, growing up where I grew up in a town that was 84% white. So I always grew up noticing certain things, but not really being able to formulate a reason of why these things are happening or understand completely how this whole system is created in order to get certain people here and other people here. I mean, because obviously you need people at the bottom to have people at the top. So I saw those things growing up, but it wasn't until about 6 years ago when I woke up. I mean, the person that I was dating was coined the black, I'm probably gonna have to like bleep that out, but they were known as the black, the dude with the mustache. So I have a mustache right now. During that period, I learned a lot about the history. Those are my eggs. So during that period, I went from, my regular life to all of a sudden hearing not one, not two, but 3, 4, 5 hour conversations literally about race, literally about how certain systems were put in place in order to keep Black people behind. African history. I'm talking about the history from the UK. I mean, it's just, there's so many things that trickle down to American ideas that, I mean, it's just, racism is embedded in the foundation of America. It's hard to explain these things to people without them, white people, getting offended, or people of color not wanting to hear it. Like, I had an argument yesterday where I explained why a company doing the smallest thing possible wasn't really even prevalent of bringing up in this conversation. And then by the end of it, he was like, oh, well, you see, you said too many words. Like, you're one of those Black people that you can't speak about race without them getting upset, and then using all these words or talking about all these things. And you should have just said that it wasn't enough and that's it. And I'm like, but you don't want to know why it wasn't enough? And once they do one little thing for publicity in order to show people that they're with the cause, then you're supposed to be happy. And I just can't do that. And I feel like realistically, a lot of people are in the moment of, how they say the stages of grief. You have like your anger and your sad or whatever, I don't know. But I feel like it's the same concept. Like, people are angry, right? Then people are like, oh, well, we have to do something to make a difference. And it's like, okay, but listen to the word. You have to do something to make a difference. Do something to make a difference. Do something to make a difference. And that's the problem. A lot of people aren't doing things to make a difference. They're congratulating a company taking a flag down. What does that do? having these conversations with people, I'm realizing that a lot of people aren't ready to have a real conversation on doing things that will actually make a difference. And I still think a lot of people don't care. I feel like for me, my part is making enough money in order to create a foundation like a Camp Mariah, like Taraji P. Henson has a foundation where she offers different things to people of color and people in her community. And I feel like those ways, it's also creating awareness in a way that affects people that are actually putting these policies into place. And I feel like those are all the things that's lacking. I think a lot of people fail to realize that the most racist people typically aren't the ones that are super mean. They're typically the ones that'll be really nice to your face, but then do certain things to make sure that you are systematically going to be below them. I feel like racism, the real root of racism is supremacy, being the best, being on top of everybody else. And just because you're nice to somebody doesn't mean that you don't think that you're better than them just because they look a certain way. But I don't know. I feel like, again, this conversation has, trust me, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And in 15 years, ask me what I've done for the community. Because, I mean, it'll all be laid out for itself. Believe that. Oh, before I leave, I'm doing a sale on my OnlyFans right now. I'm a hoe. If you didn't know, a link will be in the description box down below. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the bell next to it to make sure you're notified every time I post.